Episode 2 begins with a scene set 2 months before Junak's death. Here, we see Anderson Miller in Washington, D.C. He receives a phone call accusing him of something, blaming him for an unnamed act. However, it is not revealed what that act actually is. Miller is introduced as the Assistant Secretary of State. In the next scene, America holds a meeting about the matter, with Miller present as well. It is revealed that North Korea has built a massive nuclear submarine and is preparing for an attack. Later, Miller writes a letter, hides it inside a pen, and sends it as a parcel to Junak. When Junak opens the letter, he reads that Miller's phone, laptop, and everything else are under surveillance. It also warns that war is imminent and pleads for help. The letter ends with a request: after reading this, burn it immediately. The next scene shifts to Snow, who is on a ship. He recalls a moment and shares that he once had a dream in which he was a woman, and that woman was Munju. Soon after, Sun recalls another memory from 2023, when Munju was delivering the news. She reported that many South Korean families were living in North Korea, saying, "We should all live like brothers and sisters, that is what I want." In the present, Munju visits Chang Ji-hyun and asks when her husband had increased her security. Chang Ji-hyun thinks for a moment and replies that it must have been a few months ago, when she had come there. He explains that her husband was worried about her, had ordered her security to be doubled, and often held private meetings and made phone calls that he himself did not fully understand. He recalls an incident in which, while driving, a car followed them. Her husband dismissed it by saying, "A squirrel is following us." Munju then rushes back home, searching for something. She remembers how her husband once mentioned a squirrel. Looking through some photographs, she discovers that in childhood, Ji-sung had another name. People used to call him Squirrel. Just then, she receives a call from Miji, who says that she had gone to check on Yeonjun's family but found suspicious people taking them away. Miji wonders if she should follow them. Munju agrees and tells her to send the location, saying she'll come immediately. The next scene shifts to Snow, who is speaking with Father Yang. Snow shows him a video related to his grandmother. Father Yang recalls that some people once came to his grandmother, offering food and a letter. He warns that she may be in danger and instructs Snow to go to North Korea and bring her back to China. He himself, he says, has work to do, something Junak had entrusted to him. He plans to hold a gathering for Kolmos. Snow asks what that task is, warning that if this work could lead to Junak's death, it might put Father Yang at risk too. But Father Yang refuses to explain, saying only that he must complete it. They had made a promise before God. The next scene shows Miji at the airport, watching Yeonjun's family preparing to leave for Melbourne permanently. Suddenly, the same people who had brought the family there approach her, asking who she is and why she is there. Shortly after, they kidnap her. Later, Munju arrives at the airport looking for Miji but finds she is missing. She calls her phone, but instead of Miji, Ji-sung answers. He tells Munju that Miji is with him and that he had wanted to talk to her. In the background, Miji screams, asking Ji-sung where he is and insisting that she wants to meet him. In the next scene, Munju comes to meet Ji-sung. She asks him directly, "Why were you following my husband's car?" Ji-sung says, "Your husband was a spy. I wanted to stop this fact from spreading. I didn't want anyone to know he was a spy. If the public finds out after he becomes president, you know what will happen." But Munju says, "I believe in my husband. He was not a spy." Ji-sung replies, "I have evidence, and besides, I am a prosecutor. Protecting the country is my job." He then talks about Sunho and says, "I think Vet met your husband. What was he doing in the church at that time? Is it a coincidence? I think he was the one who killed your husband. He works as a mercenary for the Valkyrie and would do anything for money. You and your friend should leave the country." Munju asks, "I want to speak to Miji. Is she okay?" Later she speaks with her. Miji says, "I'm fine. Don't worry. They can't do anything to me." Munju says, "Don't worry. I will help you soon." Next we see Sunho talking with Father Yang. Yang gives him a drink and says it is special, take it with you. Sunho replies, "Okay. By the way, may I take a Bible so it can guide me in bad times?" Yang says, "Okay." In the next scene, Sunho is on a ship. He was going to meet his grandmother. He looks at the Bible and finds the same phone number inside that he had given earlier. After that, Sunho rushes off and goes to Father Yang. In the next scene, we see Munju coming to meet Father Yang. She knocks at the door, but the door is already open. She goes inside and finds Father Yang. He has been killed. She is about to scream, but Sunho covers her mouth and tells her not to shout. Sunho explains, I'm a little late. I should have come here earlier. Just then, a fighter arrives to kill them. Sunho tells Munju to go inside and fights the attacker. The fight continues for a long time. Sunho asks the Chinese man, who do you work for, and what were you looking for here? The Chinese man says that there was a whale in the sea, and someone else was knocking on the door from outside. Taking advantage of this, the Chinese man escapes. Sunho is about to leave too and tells Munju, they are our people, they will help you. But Munju says she needs to talk to him. He then brings her down into a large tunnel. In the next scene we see Oxen speaking with director Yunak. Oxen says that something like this happened to him in the past. Your son was sick, but someone helped him, there was a donor. You wouldn't know who it was. Yunak says he tried to find out but could not. Oxen says, it was me, but now I need your help. Tell me what happened to my son. Yunak names Assistant Secretary Miller from Washington, D.C. and says that Miller had contacted your son. Maybe he wanted to stop something, but he is a spy. Your son could also have been a spy. We had doubts about him, so we monitored him for many months. Oxen asks, who is behind all this? Is it Gongsin? He hands over a file and says the boy's name is Sunho. He works for the Valkyrie and would do anything for money. He contacted your son. For some reason, you can uncover this. In the next scene, we see Sunho leading Munju into the tunnel. He recalls that when he was leaving, Yang had given him a necklace and said it would protect him. Munju, now asking Valkyrie-like questions, says, do you think I am a danger to you? If you thought that, you would not have come here with me. He explains that they had worked with the Valkyrie for many years, but last year he did not renew his contract, he no longer works for them. He says Munju's husband had asked Yang to do something, and tomorrow he was going to expose that at the gathering. Perhaps that is why Yang was killed. I saw Yang being poisoned, he says. They go down where many bottles of alcohol are stored. Sunho searches for the bottle Yang had given him earlier. The bottle is labeled Mark. He takes it and finds a letter inside. The letter is the same one Miller had parceled to Chunni. In the previous scene we had seen what happened. America learned that North Korea had a very large submarine. It could launch a nuclear attack on us. That night Miller received a call. The Americans wanted to launch a retaliatory strike and had made big plans for it, but Miller opposed it. He said innocent people would be killed. Let me investigate what that submarine is for first, he said. But no one listened. He was removed from his duties and not allowed to attend meetings. Sunho tells Munju that this is why Father Yang had told him to bring his grandmother from North Korea to China and keep her protected. Munju says, okay, go. Save your family. I will handle everything here. Later he brings her out of the tunnel into the forest. Munju says she can take Gi-hyun's help. Gi-hyun is very strong. He asks, is she reliable? She nods yes. Sunho then puts the necklace on her and says Yang had given it to him, now it will help protect her. She leaves. Next, Munju goes to meet Gongsin. Gongsin is in a car. Munju calls her in and tells her everything, showing the letter. Gongsin replies, I already knew. If you had burned this letter before John did, Father Yang would be alive today. She burns the letter and says, I know what's happening. My job is to stop the war, and I will do whatever it takes. I was also told who killed your husband. Your biggest weakness is that you are too honest. We must not be too honest, that can be wrong for us. That's why you were removed from your job. Leave the country quickly. I will handle everything. Munju asks, what if I don't leave? Gongsin says, you already know what can happen, this is an order, you must go. Munju gets out of the car and walks away. In the next scene we see Sunho, who has arrived in China. He gives money to some people so they will help him cross the river and let him enter North Korea. In the next scene, we see Munju arriving home where she finds Oken waiting for her. Oken greets her and says, we've got a new house. We'll be moving soon. She then asks Munju if she still believes she's the right person to become a candidate. Munju hesitates, but Oken nods and says, do you know why I had my son marry you? Because you have the qualities that could make you a politician. My son, Eunuch, did not. Okan then shows Munju things from her school days, several photographs, and finally a form. She points at it and says, "This was your dream. You once wanted to become the president." Munju looks at it for a moment, then replies firmly, "Fine. I'm ready to become president. But you must help me. Make me the president. If you do, then I'll give you all of Jun's property." Okan smiles and says, "All right then, it's a deal. Now tell me, what's the first thing you need me to do?" Munju answers, "Free my friend. And send your son abroad immediately." Meanwhile, we cut to Sunho, who has arrived at the river, preparing to cross. But he learns that the authorities are not allowing anyone to cross. Whoever tries is shot dead on the spot. As Sunho stands there, he remembers many moments with Munju. Then he makes a call to Ethan and says, "Tell your client I'm ready to become his bodyguard." And with this the episode comes to an end. If you like the recap, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We will meet again in episode 3. Till then, goodbye.